Good morning, everyone, and thank you for choosing today's market analysis. Every day, our goal is to provide you with a thorough and knowledgeable analysis of the most relevant financial news to help you navigate the complex economic landscape. Let's begin our daily review. Market analysis, September 15, 2023. Asian economic data boosts European stock futures. European stock markets are poised to follow the upward trajectory set by their Asian counterparts after China released economic data that exceeded expectations. European equity futures gained 0.7% as Asian shares surged, driven by robust Chinese industrial production and retail sales figures, providing further evidence that previous stimulus measures are beginning to yield results. The Australian dollar and the Chinese yuan also strengthened in response to the positive data. China's central bank, the People's Bank of China, PBOC, played a pivotal role in supporting the economy by maintaining the interest rate on its one-year medium-term lending facility and injecting additional liquidity into the markets through a key policy loan for the 10th consecutive month. This move followed the announcement of a reduction in lenders' reserve requirements the day before. Francis Chiang, a rate strategist at Overseas Chinese Banking Corporation, commented on the encouraging economic data, stating that recent indicators suggest a stabilization in economic activities, which could establish a floor for Chinese yuan interest rates. She noted that China's policy approach appears to involve a rapid succession of measures aimed at achieving amplified impacts. China's economic recovery boosts commodity markets. The signs of China's economic recovery have had a positive ripple effect on commodity markets. Both metals and oil experienced gains, with iron ore, a key component in steel production, reaching its highest price since early April. Copper, an industrial bellwether, also climbed for the third consecutive day. Additionally, Brent crude oil advanced by as much as 1%, putting it on track for a third consecutive weekly gain. Global market highlights. In the global equity market, indices demonstrated resilience. A benchmark for the region surged by as much as 1%, primarily driven by Australian shares, as a surge in iron ore prices lifted the nation's mining sector. In the United States, equity futures showed modest gains, continuing the positive momentum from the previous day following better-than-expected retail sales and producer prices data. The technology sector witnessed noteworthy developments as ARM Holdings plc experienced a 25% jump in its trading debut on the New York Stock Exchange. However, not all sectors thrived, as workers at Detroit carmakers Ford Motor Company and General Motors Company initiated strikes after deadlines for new contracts passed. Market participants also braced themselves for a triple witching options event on Friday, an occurrence that can potentially lead to increased trading volumes and heightened volatility. Currency movements and the dollar's retreat. In the currency markets, the US dollar showed signs of weakening against most major peers, with the Bloomberg Dollar Index poised to end 8 consecutive weeks of gains. The yen underperformed following reports that Bank of Japan officials observed a discrepancy between Governor Kazuo Ueda's recent statements in an interview and how traders interpreted his remarks. Fiona Lim, a senior analyst at Malayan Banking BHD, noted that the strong China data provided an opportunity for profit-taking ahead of the weekend and the Federal Open Market Committee (FOMC) decision. While the euro and pound may see upward movement, Lim suggested they may still face bearish trends due to weak growth outlooks, making them candidates for selling on rallies. Meanwhile, the yuan strengthened as China reportedly instructed some brokerage firms to reduce proprietary trading in the foreign exchange market, a measure taken to support the currency's value in the face of challenges. Before proceeding with our analysis, we would like to remind you that your support is very important to us. If you enjoy this video and find our content helpful and engaging, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. This helps us grow and provide you with even more quality content. Now, let's get back to the news on the financial markets and the latest updates. Altcoins surge as Bitcoin rebounds by 6%. In the world of cryptocurrencies, altcoins took the spotlight today as they led gains in the market. Bitcoin Cash, BCH, stood out with an impressive 8% climb, closely followed by MakerDAO's MKR, which recorded a 5% rise. This surge comes as Bitcoin, BTC, itself rebounded by over 6% since briefly dipping below the crucial support level of $25,000 earlier this week. The resurgence in Bitcoin's price is attributed to positive news from China, where August retail sales and factory output data were released, reinvigorating risk sentiment in the financial markets. This favorable economic data has paved the way for further gains in leading cryptocurrencies. Notably, this altcoin rally follows a period of uncertainty, during which traders sold off these tokens in anticipation of potential asset sales by FTX creditors. The recovery in altcoin prices now poses a risk to those who had taken leveraged bets against tokens like Solana's Sol. SEC accuses Binance U.S. of non-cooperation. In a significant regulatory development, Binance U.S. has come under scrutiny from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. The SEC has accused the crypto exchange of non-cooperation in an ongoing probe, alleging that Binance U.S.'s staking, clearing, and brokerage services violate federal securities law. The concerns also extend to the use of SEFU, a custody service offered by Binance's international arm, which the SEC believes may be involved in moving assets overseas. According to court documents, the SEC expressed frustration with Binance U.S.'s compliance efforts, noting that the company provided only around 220 documents, many of which were unintelligible screenshots or lacked dates and signatures. Additionally, the company has recently key events this week: U.S. Industrial Production, University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment, Empire Manufacturing Index, Friday. Some of the main moves in markets. Stocks. S&P 500 futures rose 0.2% as of 6:52 a.m. London time. The S&P rose 0.8%. Nasdaq 100 futures rose 0.2%. The Nasdaq 100 rose 0.8%. Japan's Topix rose 1.2%. Australia's S&P/ASX 200 rose 1.3%. Hong Kong's Hang Seng rose 1%. The Shanghai Composite fell 0.4%. Euro Stoxx 50 futures rose 0.7%. Currencies. The Bloomberg Dollar Spot Index fell 0.1%. The euro was little changed at $1.0652. The Japanese yen was little changed at 147.43 per dollar. The offshore yuan rose 0.2% to 7.2737 per dollar. The Australian dollar rose 0.4% to $0.6466. The British pound rose 0.1% to $1.2425. Cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin was little changed at $26,600.83. Ether rose 0.2% to $1,631.29. Bonds. The yield on 10-year treasuries declined 2 basis points to 4.27%. Japan's 10-year yield declined 1 basis point to 0.700%. Australia's 10-year yield declined 3 basis points to 4.09%. Commodities. West Texas Intermediate crude rose 0.8% to $90.84 a barrel. Spot gold rose 0.3% to $1,915.86 an ounce. In conclusion, we'd like to thank you for watching today's market analysis. If you enjoyed our insights and found the information helpful, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to our channel to stay updated with future analyses. Thank you again for your support, and we'll see you soon with more interesting news. Remember, the information in this video is purely informational and does not constitute investment advice. Always consult with a professional before making financial decisions.